Hello everyone, welcome back to Postcard Colorizeyou. If you are new here, welcome to our quiet corner. This is where we slow down, breathe, and share stories that might just add a little color to your day. Before we begin, a quick reminder that you can visit our digital home at colorizeyou.com. There, you can read more about these journeys on our blog, or find a piece of comfort in our exclusive t-shirts and hoodies designed to be a soft reminder of the strength you carry. Now, let's settle in for today's story. I want to start today with a memory. A while ago, I attended a funeral in Australia with a colleague. The person who passed away was his best friend. In Western funerals, there is a beautiful tradition where close friends and family stand up to share memories. When it was my colleague's turn, he spoke about their childhood, their adventures, and the journey his friend had taken. His speech was moving, but one phrase stuck with me. It was the very last sentence he used to say goodbye. A life well lived. Just 4 words. But they echoed in my mind for days. That phrase forced me to ask myself a question. How do I want to live my life so that when I lie down for the last time, I can smile and say, it was a life well lived? This led to an even bigger question. How do I want my story to be told? Today, I want to share with you the framework I built to answer that question. I see life in 3 main stages. The first stage I call the investment phase. Just like in finance, to get a sweet return, you must first endure the days of sowing seeds and tightening your belt. From the moment we receive the keys to our own lives, usually around age 18, we must start investing immediately. But what do we invest in? In my view, there are 4 pillars: experience, knowledge, financial freedom, and mindset. Before we dig deeper, let's step back. Why is it so hard for young people to know what they want? If you ask a piano virtuoso about their life's picture, they talk about music. If you ask a mathematician, they talk about numbers. But if you ask one 8-year-old high school graduate, they often have no answer. Why? Because they lack the raw materials. They don't know what brings them happiness yet. This brings us to the concept of passion. Passion is like a mirage in the desert. Everyone knows they need it. Everyone wants to find it, but it's elusive. Some people wander their whole lives without finding it. Why? Because you cannot find passion by standing on the sidelines and looking. You have to jump in. You have to experience things deep enough and long enough. Think about learning the guitar. The first few months are painful. Your fingers hurt, the sounds are terrible, and it's boring. It's easy to quit. But if you push through that boring valley, you might find joy, and that joy can grow into passion. That is why I dedicate a huge chunk of time from age 18 to 35 solely for experience. In these 17 years, you have nothing to lose. You start with empty hands, so play as many games as possible. Try different jobs, hobbies, and paths. Even if you fail, you gain a story. And stories are the raw materials of a rich life. While you are collecting experiences, you must also build your shield. That shield is financial freedom. You don't need to be a millionaire overnight, but you must start the journey of independence immediately. First, feed yourself. Stop relying on your parents. Once you are independent, start saving and investing. A typical journey to financial freedom takes about 10 to 17 years. If you start at 18, by your mid-32nd, you could be free. Imagine standing at age 35 with a shield of financial security on your back. Money no longer controls you. With experiences in your pocket and a financial shield on your back, you now have a compass. You know who you are. You know what you love. You have drafted a map for your life. Now, please remember, this map is not fixed. It's not a blueprint for a building that cannot change. Think of it as a compass direction. You can detour, you can pause, but you always know where north is. You know where your happiness lies. This enters the second stage, freedom to choose. With your shield and compass, you can choose any game you want to play. If you choose the family game, you can provide a secure, abundant life for your loved ones. You can teach your children not just with words, but with the vast knowledge you've accumulated. If you choose the business game, you play with a safety net. You can take risks that others can't. While others gamble their livelihood, you play with confidence because your survival is already secured. When you play not to lose, you play differently than when you play to win. And eventually, as you master these games, you reach the highest tier of happiness. You stop looking inward and start looking outward. You start the second path, the path of sharing. This is where you think about your legacy. Sharing doesn't just mean charity. It could be mentoring the next generation. It could be solving a social problem. It could be creating art. It's about giving away the wisdom you've earned. I have a belief. Don't leave your children mountains of money. Leave them the map. Leave them the mindset, the principles, and the hunger to learn. If they have these tools, they can start from zero and build their own empires. If they lack these tools, a mountain of money will only crush them. This is the stage of preparing for succession, whether it's passing the torch in your business or teaching wisdom in your family. You slowly step back, watch them thrive, and smile. And finally, you gently cross into your twilight years. You look back at the fields you've sown, the games you've played, and the lives you've touched. You can close your eyes and truly say, "It was a life well lived." That brings us to the end of episode 2 of Postcard Colorizeyou. As always, the algorithm favors engagement. So, a simple like on this video will help us reach more wandering souls out there who might need to hear this message. Thank you for listening. Go out there and start investing in your life today. Goodbye for now.